Today I am going to tell you my journey with Kindle Paperwhite. So I have been using Kindle since the last 1 year or so, more than that actually. Where do I even start from? To begin with, why did I buy a Kindle? Let's start from there. Why did I get this? Having a full time job, I don't get a lot of time to read during the day. So I used to read mostly at night before I went to sleep, and you know how it turns out. It's always 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and you're still reading, and then you don't know when you're sleeping. So my main problem with reading paperbacks at night, of course, was the lighting. So how do you read without disturbing the other person in the room? That was the major concern for me. So I even bought some lights that you can clip on to the pages, and then it makes it easier to read at night. But my eyes used to strain like hell. And believe me, if you're a reader, you know what happens to your eyes when you read late at night without adequate light. And for that very reason, I had bought this Kindle Paperwhite. And while that was the reason, I later found out too many advantages of a Kindle over a paperback. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate paperbacks. I have not switched fully to Kindle yet because I love the feel, of books. I love putting bookmarks inside books. I love buying bookmarks. So all that is there, of course, but there are many advantages of using a Kindle, and I am currently also reading a book on Kindle. So the first advantage as per me is of course the lighting. So if you're reading at night or if you're reading outdoors in the sun, Kindle is the best way to read because it has the perfect lighting. You can set the yellow tone, you can set the brightness of the page, and it almost feels like you're reading a book page and not a screen. And this was the reason that I never used to read on my phone or iPad because it generally strains your eyes. This just doesn't. Second advantage is the font settings. You can set the font as per your liking. You can set the font size as per your liking. So this was a one advantage I really liked because just look at this. When I bought this book, I actually loved this book. I loved reading this book. But my major issue with it was the font size. Just look at the font size. I will practically go blind, guys, if I keep reading like this with this font size. So, in such situations, a Kindle is very handy because you can just zoom in, and the font keeps on increasing, and it also makes you feel that you're reading more pages because there are less words on the page. So yes, it's really very helpful if you're reading a lot and you don't like reading books that have small font size. It really scares me off because it gives me a bad headache later. So the third advantage of having a Kindle is the battery life. So if you have ever read on your phone or iPad, the major issue with that is after an hour or so the device completely drains off, right? But that doesn't happen with a Kindle because a Kindle, I think, the box said that it has 6 to 7 weeks, I think, of battery. But if you're reading regularly, then it will last you a month at least 40 days for sure. If you even read half an hour a day with that speed also, it will last you at least 40 days. And I was in a situation where I was without electricity for like 3 days and no other devices were working apart from my Kindle, and I could read on my Kindle. It had 52% battery, which meant that it could last for weeks. So just imagine your phone is not working, your iPad is not working, nothing is working, but this guy will still be there because it has enough battery in it. Fourth advantage. So now the fourth advantage of having a Kindle. Too many books. There I said it. Kindle has too many books. Here is one paperback. Just compare this. This is one paperback. In this, you can have, if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, you can have 10 books at a time without paying the book price. And you have to return a book and then you can borrow other books. And if you, even if you don't have a Kindle Unlimited account, you can still download so many books. If, of course, you'll have to pay for it, but at once you can have so many books in one place, and the choice is insane. There are so many authors, that is a different advantage. So that will be the fifth advantage, that so many authors just publish on Kindle Unlimited first and paperback later. And many are doing that parallelly as well. One of those is Frida McFadden, of course. She publishes all her books on Kindle Unlimited, and I love her for that. And this is one of the advantage of having a Kindle. You don't have to pay the full price of the book. You have to pay nothing if you are reading a lot. You have to just subscribe monthly. Of course, that's an additional cost over and above the cost of owning a Kindle, but it saves you a lot of space because you are not accumulating a lot of paperbacks. Frankly, I don't have the space as well. And other thing is, you can carry 10 books at a time along with you. If you're traveling, if you're stuck somewhere, you have a lot of options. So yes, that is one more advantage of having a Kindle. Overall, after a year's usage, I'll just recommend everyone who is reading at least 3 books a month. If you are reading at least 3 books a month, then you deserve to own a Kindle. That's it. Even if you are reading less, I promise you, you will end up reading more books if you own. There are so many features of Kindle, guys. Go for it. If you are in two minds about, missing paperbacks, I'll say that you can always, always, always get a paperback. There is no one stopping you from doing that, even if you own a Kindle, because we always are going to have paperbacks with us. But if you want to read more books, if you want to explore more writers, then please go buy yourself a Kindle. That will be a self care ritual that you do, and believe me, you will not regret it. And if you already own a Kindle, please tell me in comments which who are the writers that you're reading on Kindle Unlimited, and would you like me to make a video on that as well. Thank you for watching this video. If you have not subscribed yet, guys, go subscribe to the channel and support. Thank you for watching. Bye.